Let's go. NFL Wildcard, keys to the game. Let's go. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Fun NFL. We got the NFL Super Wildcard Weekend keys to the game. Let's get right into it. First game, we're doing Raiders-Bengals. Raiders, of course, finished 10-7. They're the 5 seed. They're going into Cincinnati, who are the 4 seed. They're 10-7. Of course, you already know my feelings this game should be a great game. 4:30 on NBC, so if you don't have NBC, kind of screwed. Okay, either way, for the Raiders roster, Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, Hunter Renfrow, Zay Jones, Brian Edwards, Darren Waller, Sutton Smith at fullback, Colton Miller, John Simpson, Andre James, Alex Leatherwood, Brandon Parker, Kamal Seymour's out, Jonathan Hankins is questionable, Max Crosby, Quinton Jefferson, Solomon Thomas might have to start, Yannick Ngakoue, Divine Deblow, Denzel Perryman, KJ Wright, Brandon Faison, Daniel Levitt, Trayvon Moehrig, Casey Hayward Jr., Nate Hobbs, Keyshawn Nixon, Darius Philin, Trayvon Mullen Jr., Nicholas Moreau, Jonathan Abram, Nick Wachowski, Gerald McCoy, Denzel Good, Richie Incognito, Alec Ignold, Kenyon Drake, all on the IR. For Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Stanley Morgan's questionable, C.J. Uzomah, Jonah Williams, Quinton Spain, Trey Hopkins, Akeem Adeniji, and Isaiah Prince. Josh Tublo is doubtful. Wyatt Hubbard's out. Sam Hubbard, DJ Reader, Larry Ogunjobi, Trey Hendrickson, Logan Wilson, Jermaine Pratt's out. Jordan Evans is out. Akeem Davis-Gaither's out. Jalen Davis is questionable. So Keandre Jones might have to step in, or Clay Johnson. They'll have to figure something out. They'll have to figure something out. Either way, Marcus Bailey at sub-linebacker, Eli Apple, Von Bell, Jesse Bates the third, Chidobe Awuzie, Trey Waynes, Mike Hilton, Brandon Wilson, Darius Phillips, Joe Bacci, Joseph Osai, Riley Reeves, Xavier Safolo, and Auden Tate, all on the IR. Okay, guys, now for the keys to the game for the Raiders and Bengals. Scores 5-4 at 4:30 on NBC. But for the Raiders offense, run the ball, Josh Jacobs 25 plus times and over 5 yards per carry and 30 plus points. If they can run the ball really well with Josh Jacobs and they do it early and often, they will have a really good success in this game. They'll control the clock. They'll get points. They got to score at least 30, though. They're playing a really high-powered offense. Considering how hot they are, they gotta score 30 plus. For the Raiders defense, stop the run. You gotta double Jamar Chase, and even if he catches the ball, get him down. And then you gotta get sacks on Joe Burrow. I think they will, but they gotta at least get 5. They're gonna have to get a ton of pressure on Joe Burrow, make them throw the ball a lot, make them go down. And they gotta stop the run too. If they don't stop the run, it's gonna be a long day. Then they're gonna have to start attacking the box. You can't double Jamar Chase anymore. It's gonna be hard to sack Joe Burrow when they're going to be taking shots like that. But for the Bengals offense, run the ball with Joe Mixon 23 plus times. I lowered it a little bit because there's times where you're not going to be able to run the ball, especially with this offense. They're going to have to, if they run at least 23 times, they'll be happy. And then balance passes to T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, and you got to protect Joe Burrow. It's the playoffs. You don't want your quarterback getting hurt. Protect him. Get the ball with balance passes. I don't want to see 20 passes in a row. It won't work. They get some balance in with the run game, it'll be a good game offensively for them. Bengals defense, stop the run. That's the number one thing. You're playing a run-first team. You got to stop it. And then force some turnovers. Derek Carr usually throws a pick or two a game. Josh Jacobs sometimes fumbles. Derek Carr sometimes fumbles. A receiver might fumble. They gotta take advantage of that. They gotta get some turnovers. They're playing a pretty turnover-prone team. So yeah, I think the Raiders are gonna win this in a really tight game just because they have an experienced quarterback. Not that he's actually played a playoff game. Both these guys are in their first playoff game. But let's go to the next one. Okay, next game, Patriots-Bills. This is the night game on CBS. It's a Saturday night special for the wild card, 8:15 on CBS. Patriots 16, they're 10-7. Of course, facing off a Bills, supposed to be 2 degrees, 13 mile per hour wind gusts. So yeah, that's basically what it was last time they played, except it's 2 degrees. That's freezing. Really, really cold. Bills are 11-6. They got the 3 seed, though. They won the division. Patriots are looking for revenge. They're looking to go far in the playoffs, considering they have Bill Belichick. Either way, for the Patriots, Damian Harris, Jacoby Myers, Isaiah Wynn, David Andrews, 4 starters, all questionable. Christian Barmore is questionable. Byron Carr is out. Lawrence Guy is questionable. Brandon Knight is questionable. Dante Hightower is questionable. Jamie Collins Jr. Sr. is questionable. Kyle Duggar is questionable. Jalen Mills is out. Adrian Phillips is questionable. Cody Davis is questionable. Cameron McGrone is out. Sean Wade is out. And even Nick Folk's questionable. So, yeah, they're pretty banged up. Mac Jones, core starting. Roger, Stephen, Brandon Bolden, J.J. Taylor all probably need some carries if Damian Harris can't play. But they still have Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, and N'Keal Harry at receiver. Hunter Henry, Jonathan Smith at tight end. Jacob Johnson at fullback. Yodi Kajus might have to start at left tackle. Ted Karras. Mike Onwenu might have to start center somewhere. Shaq Mason, Trent Brown. Defensively, Dietrich Weiss Jr., Devon Gotcha, Carl Davis most likely going to step in if Christian Barmore can't play. Chase Winovich Court's going to step in if Lawrence Guy can't play. But they still have Matt Judon, Juwan Bentley, Kyle Van Noy, J.C. Jackson, Justin Bethel might have to play. Devin McCourty, Jaquan Williams, and Miles Bryant. Joshua Bledsoe is on IR along with Jonathan Jones, Harvey Lange, and Anthony Jenkins, Ronnie Perkins, Henry Anderson, and Dalton Keene. Okay, now for the Bills. Bills are basically, yeah, they're pretty darn healthy. They have Josh Allen, Devin Singletary, Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, Cole Beasley, Dawson Knox, Reggie Gilman at fullback, Deion Dawkins, Ryan Bates, Mitch Morse, Darrell Williams, Spencer Brown. Defensively, Greg Rousseau, Ed Oliver, Harrison Phillips, Jerry Hughes, Matt Milano, Tremaine Edmonds, A.J. Klein, Teron Johnson, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Levi Wallace, Danae Jackson, Serene Neal, Tre'Davious White, Byron Cox Jr., Justin Zimmer, Iggy Bodeger, all on the IR. Okay, now for the keys to the game. Patriots offense, run the ball for over 235 plus times. It's cold. Mac's not going to have it. He's from the South. And, no, I think he's from California. Just do what you did last time to beat the Bills here in Buffalo with bad weather. Run the ball for over 235 plus times. Run the football. Patriots defense, contain Josh Allen and double Stephon Diggs. They can contain Josh Allen and you won't be able to run, and they double Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen's not good throwing in cold weather. If he doesn't have his receiver open and he can't run around, they're in trouble. Bills offense, run the ball for over 150 yards and 20 plus attempts. They're not going to be able to run the ball, like, great because they are the Bills. But if they can at least run it somewhat decent, like, for 5 yards a carry, 7 yards a carry on 20 attempts, I'd say it's good. Then you gotta get first downs in the first half. 10 plus at least. They're gonna have to get the ball going, because then the Patriots will have to change adjustments in the second half, which is what you want, because you want them to have adjustments in the second half. Just pick up those first downs. You gotta move the chains. That's all that I really care about for the first half. Get some first downs. Bills defense, stop the run. Like, it's kind of simple. This defense is very good, but if they don't stop the run, they just stink. Sorry, but that's basically playoff football for the Bills defense this year. Stop the run. And it's cold, and it's windy. Bill Belichick's going to run the football. You got to stop it. Okay, next game. One of the worst games of the week, Eagles, Bucs. Of course, it's at 1 o'clock. It's on Fox. Eagles 9-8 coming at the 7th seed. They're not a playoff team, in my opinion, but they got in somehow. Bucs 13-4, the 2 seed. They got Tom Brady. They're banged up. Who knows? They could win a Super Bowl. Neither of these teams are looking that impressive right now, considering they're both battered with injuries, or they just stink, like the Eagles. But for the Eagles, Miles Sanders is questionable. Andrew Dillard, their backup left tackle, is questionable. Nate Herbig, their starting right guard, is questionable. Lane Johnson, their starting right tackle, franchise right tackle, is questionable. Josh Sweat is questionable. That's bad. Sean Bradley is questionable, but they still have Jalen Hurts, Boston Scott, Jordan Howard, Kenneth Gainwell, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, Jalen Rager, Dallas Goedert, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, Jack Anderson, and Raven Clark, maybe. I don't know. Ryan Kerrigan might have to start at the left defensive end spot. Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, Derek Barnett, Alex Singleton, T.J. Edwards, Jernard Avery, Darius Slay, Rodney McLeod, Anthony Harris, Avonte Maddox, Zach McPherson, Steven Nelson, Joe Ostman, Davion Taylor, Brandon Graham, Brett Toth, Jack Driscoll, Brandon Brooks, Isaac Salomao, Jason Kroom, Tyree Jackson, JJ Arcega-Whiteside, all on the IR. For Tampa, Ronald Jones is doubtful. Brashard Perriman's questionable. Justin Watson's questionable. Cyril Grayson is doubtful. Ryan Jensen is questionable. JPP's questionable. Anthony Nelson is questionable. Shaquille Barrett is questionable. Sean Murphy-Bunting is questionable. Jamel Dean's questionable. Rashad Robinson is questionable. Tom Brady, Keyshawn Vaughn, Le'Veon Bell, Mike Evans, Tyler Johnson, Scotty Miller might have to start too. Well, he probably will. Gronk, Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard, Donovan Smith, Ali Marpet, Robert Hainsey might have to start for the first. Well, no, I think he started. No, Nick Leverett started. Alex Kappa, Tristan Wirfs, Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, William Golston. I don't know. Joe Tryon, Devin White, Kevin Minter. I don't know who's gonna start here. Maybe Cam Gill. He's solid. They have Ross Cockrell, Antoine Winfield Jr., Jordan Whitehead, Carlton Davis, Pierre Desir, D. Delaney, Richard Sherman, Curtis Riley, Levante David, Patrick O'Connor, Donnell Stanley, Sedarius Robinson, Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette, all on the IR. Eagles offense, run the ball 40-plus times. It's their formula, yeah, and for over 200. They got to have 5 yards per carry, and they got to just run the ball the whole game. Honestly, that's their only shot at winning this game. Their passing offense won't go well against. Yeah, you could say, well, their secondary's bad. They don't have weapons. I'm sorry. Devontae Smith can't do everything. Yeah, maybe mixing some passes, but they're going to win this game by running the ball down the Bucs' throats. Yeah, I get the Bucs have a great run defense, but they're still injured. Shaquille Barrett and JPP, if they can't play, then they're going to have to run the ball to the outside. Avoid the middle. Do whatever you can to get 200 yards, and you want to get 40-plus rushes. That's your goal. And then 40-plus minutes special times is a real big one. They got to basically run it down every time if you need to. That's your real only shot at winning. You want to keep going on. You're going to have to run the ball really well, and you got to have the ball basically for 2/3 of the game. Eagles defense, stop the run. That's number one. If you can't stop the run against Tom Brady, bad things are going to happen. 3-plus sacks, though. They gotta put Tom on his butt. They can. They have good pass rush to see if they can do it. They gotta double Gronk and Mike Evans, because if you gotta force other guys to beat you. Because if those two guys are covered, like, you're not gonna get open the whole game, they're in trouble. Bucs offense, run the ball for over 4.5 yards per carry. I don't care how many times you do it, as long as you get 4.5 per carry, it's good. Target Le'Veon Bell 5-plus times. I like when they do that. He gets his catches. They start going. 20-plus targets at Gronk and Mike Evans to protect Brady. Those two guys will be the engine for the playoffs to get them the ball. And you got to protect Tom Brady. It's the playoffs. You don't want your quarterback going down, and he's not very mobile. You don't want to be in those long down situations. It never works out. Bucs defense. Contain Jalen Hurts, number one. He gets running away. It's not going to be fun. 3-plus turnovers, too. If they get some turnovers like they did last time these two teams played, it won't be as close as it was, because your team, honestly, is a little more, I don't know, in sorts. But they got to get some turnovers on them. Next game. One of the best games of the weekend, in my opinion. 49ers Cowboys. 49ers coming as the 6th seed. Most physical team in the NFL. Cowboys 12-5, 3 seed. They haven't really beat anyone good since week 6. That could be something to say. Either way, it's 4:30 ET on CBS. This is the game Jim Nantz and Tony Romo are on. I'm going to be watching this if I can, because you know I'm going down to Philadelphia. But this thing is, I'll put it this way, it's a really interesting game. For the 49ers, though, Elijah Mitchell is questionable. Trent Williams is questionable, but he'll be back. Azeez Al-Shire is questionable. Jaquiski Tartt's questionable. Marcel Harris is questionable. Toma Funga is questionable. Tarvarius Moore is out. Jimmy should start. Jermichael Hasty, Jeff Wilson Jr., Trey Sermon behind Elijah Mitchell, who is questionable, like I said. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings, I think he's very underrated. He's been great this year. George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk at fullback. Colin McKivitz, he was not good last week, but he has to start off the start. I'm joking. He's not going to play. Laken Tomlinson, Alex Mack, Daniel Brunskill, Tom Compton, Eric Armstead, Contavious Street, DJ Jones, Nick Bosa, Samson Ebukam. Might have to go to Will Linebacker. Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Emmanuel Mosley, Gerard Wilson, Jimmy Ward, Josh Norman, K'Wan Williams, Avery Thomas, Tavon Wilson, Jason Verrett, D4, Javon Kinlaw, Mike McGlinchey, Justin Skull, Richie James, Muhammad Sanu Sr., all in the IR. Where's Dallas? Now for Dallas. They have anyone hurt? Yeah, Keanu O'Neal and Israel McFanu are both questionable. But they've got Dak, Zeke, Amari Cooper, ZD Lamb, Cedric Wilson, Dalton Schultz, Blake Jarwin, Tyron Smith, Connor Williams, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin, Leo Collins, DeMarcus Lawrence, Neville Gallimore, Carlos Watkins, Randy Gregory, Leighton Vander Esch, Micah Parsons, Luke Gifford, Francis Bernard might have started middle linebacker, or Micah Parsons might go in there. That'll probably be it. Anthony Brown, Jerron Curse, Devontae Casey, Trayvon Diggs, Jordan Lewis, Kelvin Joseph, Jabril Cox, Reggie Robinson, the second, Brett Urban, Josh Ball, TJ Vasher, Michael Gallup, Will Greer, Rico Dowdle, and Siwo Olania are all on the IR. 49ers offense. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Yeah, that's it. Just run the football. I don't really care what else they... It's the 49ers. Run the football. Defense, sack Dak, sack Dak, sack Dak. The Cowboys won't be able to run the ball. It's a really good... They got Fred Warner. Don't worry about the run game. Sack Dak, sack Dak, sack Dak. Get him on the ground. Run the football. Play 49er football. Cowboys offense. Win the line of scrimmage with run penetration consistently. Play action screens to CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. Yeah, if they can at least get a lot run penetration consistently, they'll be able to run the ball somewhat decent. If they can do that, then get some screens out because I'm sorry, but Nick Bosa, maybe Tyron Smith can get him, but they're going to have trouble blocking these guys. Even though they have a good offensive line, it's just going to be tough. Get some of those screens out there, run the ball well, play good football. Cowboys defense, stack the box and triple Debo. Debo cannot be a factor. George Kittle can be a factor. Debo can't be. Stack the box too. Do not let them run the football, and you got to triple Debo. Debo can't do anything in this game. It's got to be, basically, Debo, you're not doing anything today, okay? That's how they got to play like this. Next game. Now we go to the Sunday Night Football wildcard. Steelers-Chiefs. This is going to be awful. Steelers are the 17 going into Kansas City, who are the 2 seed. Steelers scores finished 9-7-1. Barely got in the playoffs. Chiefs 12-5. They've been red hot ever since they get blown out by Tennessee. Either way, it's 8:15, of course, on NBC. For the Steelers, though, Najee Harris is questionable. If he can't play, they're kind of done. Trey Turner's questionable. If he can't play, they're kind of done. Buddy Johnson's out, whatever. Arthur Mallett's out, is questionable too. Big Ben though, Benny Snell Jr., Kalen Ballage and Anthony McFarland Jr. behind Najee Harris. Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, Ray McLeod, Pat Freiermuth, Derek Watt at fullback, Dan Moore Jr., Joe Haig, Kendrick Green, John Leglue might have to play, Chuma Okafor. Defensively, Chris Wormley, Henry Madu, Cameron Hayward, T.J. Watt, Devin Bush, Joe Schober, Alex Highsmith, Joe Hayden, Terrell Edmonds, Minka Fitzpatrick, Cameron Sutton, Justin Lane, James Pierre, DeMarcus A.C., Stephon Tuitt, Tyson Alualu, B.J. Finney, Kevin Dotson, Eric Ebron, Joshua Dobbs, Juju Smith-Schuster, all on the IR. For Kansas City, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is questionable, Darrell Williams is questionable, Tyreek Hill is questionable, Malik Herring's out. But they still have Patrick Mahomes, Derek Gore, Jerick McKinnon might have to play, whatever. Byron Pringle, McCole Hardman, DeMarcus Robinson, Travis Kelce, Michael Byrne at fullback, Orlando Brown Jr., Joe Tooney, Creed Humphrey, Kyle Long, Andrew Wiley defensively, Chris Jones, Jerron Reed, Derek Nottie, Frank Clark, Nick Bolton, Anthony Hitchens, Willie Gay, Travarius Ward, Tyron Smith, Tyron Matthew, Juan Thornhill, L'Jarius Sneed, Rashad Fenton, and Mike Hughes, Chris Lamons, Kaliki Saunders, Lucas Niang, Mike Remmers, all on the IR. Okay, for the Steelers offense, run the ball with Najee Harris 35 plus times. Run the ball with Najee Harris. Yeah, I get he's a rookie. Waste his legs all you want. This is might as well be Big Ben's last game. Run the football with Najee for over 200 yards and 35 times. Feed him the ball the whole game. He's gonna win the game for you. That's basically how he's gonna have to play game of his life. 45 minutes special time too. That's a lot of minutes. I get that, but they run the ball like this with Najee Harris. I think they can get that done. Steelers defense, 2 high safeties and pressure Mahomes with 4 rushers. You didn't do it last time because you couldn't really get any pressure on Mahomes. You get pressure with him on 4 rushers and you play 2 high safeties. Good chance you'll win. You'll have good success. Chiefs offense, run the ball for 25 plus times for over 150. I want to see them just run the ball every time. It's like a 5-yard game. There's like no bad runs. Screens and checkdowns 20 plus times. Get those screens out there. Checkdowns for big gains. Run after catch. I love seeing that. Then, of course, get the ball to Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill 20 plus times. Those are your playmakers. Good things happen when they get the ball. Steelers, Chiefs defense, basically just play like you did last time. Stop the run is number 1. You can't stop the run, you're in trouble. You got to stop the run. Finally, there's a fear they have not played like since 2017, so they can finally stop the run one game and just put Big Ben on his butt. They can win this. Okay, the first ever Monday Night Football wild card. Cardinals at my Rams. Let this load. I'm kind of like hyped for this thing. I'm hyped for the whole playoffs. If the Rams win, I'll be really happy. If they lose, I'll be very sad. Cardinals though 11-6. They're the 5 seed going into LA. They blew them out the last time these two teams played. Of course, A15, ABC, ESPN, basically every ESPN app because it's the megacast. But the Rams, I'm sorry to say this, but it's their time. They don't trade away their whole future for Matt Stafford. Gonna get it done. James Conner, Chase Edmonds, Jonathan Ward, all questionable. Rondale Moore's questionable. Jordan Phillips questionable. Zach Allen's questionable. J.J. Watt is uncertain. Antonio Hamilton's questionable. Marco Wilson's questionable. Kyler starting though. Bino Benjamin at running back most likely if these two guys can't play. One of them at least will play though. Oh yeah, Cardinals are 8-1 on the road. Best road team in the NFL. The only team they lost was when they laid an egg to the Lions. AJ Green, Christian Kirk, Antonio Wesley, Zach Ertz at tight end, DJ Humphries, Justin Pugh, Rodney Hudson, Max Garcia, Kelvin Beachum, Michael Dodgeby at left defensive end if Jordan Phillips can't play, Corey Peters, and Leaky Fotu if Zach Allen can't play. Chandler Jones, Jordan Hicks, Isaiah Simmons, Marcus Golden, Byron Murphy Jr., Jalen Thompson, Buda Baker, Breon Borders, I really don't know who else, Robert Alford, James Wiggins, Ezekiel Turner, Kylie Fitz, Jack Crawford, J.J. Watt, who hasn't been activated yet, Justin Murray, Max Williams, DeAndre Hopkins, all in the IR. For LA, Buddy Howell's questionable. Leonard Floyd's questionable. Same thing with Taylor Rapp. Matt Stafford's ready to go in his 4th ever playoff game. Sony Michel, Cam Akers. Cam Akers will probably start, though, considering he has to get it going, because if he doesn't, he did last wild card game, so let's see. Cooper Kupp, Odell, Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee, Andrew Whitworth, David Edwards, Brian Allen, Austin Corbett, Rob Havenstein, A'Shaun Robinson, Greg Gaines, Aaron Donald, Obanao Okoronkwo might have to play, Christian Roseboom, Troy Reader, Trayvon Howard, Von Miller, Darius Williams, Nick Scott, Jalen Ramsey, Dante Dion, David Long Jr. Where is Eric Weddle? Whatever, Eric Weddle might have to start, but Taylor Rapp, like I said, is questionable. Of course, Jordan Fuller's out for the season, but they're going to have to be either Terrell Burgess, Nick Scott playing. I'm not really that keen in on, but whatever. Taylor Rapp's questionable. That's bad, too. Jordan Fuller, Robert Rochelle, Ernest Jones, Sebastian Joseph Day, Jameel Demby, Johnny Mutt, Tutu Atwell, Robert Woods, all on the IR. Either way, guys, for the keys to the game, Cardinals offense, run the ball for over 200 yards. Run the ball like you did last time you played the Rams here. It's going to be hard to throw the ball considering the Rams will be playing quarters coverage. They don't like taking underneath stuff. Good chance there's going to be an overthrow once in a while. Just run the ball really well for over 200, definitely. Utilize Kyler in the run game, too. You do that like they did last time they played the Rams. Good chance they'll put up 30. Cardinals defense, stop the run. That's number 1. If they can't stop the run, they're going to be in trouble. And pressure Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford's awful when he's under pressure this year. Get him. He'll make some dumb bonehead mistake. Make sure that. Rams offense, run the football. Run it. Yeah, like the song, run it. And no turnovers. Like, for the life of, don't turn over the ball. Like, I'm going to scream if they do. Rams defense, stop the run. They stopped the run. Like last time they played the Cardinals, they stopped their own run. Do it again. Under 25 minutes on the field. You don't want to be on the field that long against Cardinals offense. That is. They don't want to be on the field that long, like I said. And yeah, 5+ sacks, that's number 1. Put Kyler on the ground 5 times. And you got to contain him, too. I forgot to put that in. But if it can contain Kyler, make sure he can't get to the edge. and you keep them in the pocket, and you get 5+ sacks, they're going to have a good game. And they got to force 3+ turnovers. Rams offense has to play conservative, because if they don't, it's just going to put the defense in a bad situation. Get some turnovers for the offense, put them in good situations, they'll finish it with the running game. Okay. Either way, guys, like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed. That's gonna be the end of the 2022 NFL Super Wildcard Weekend preview keys to the game. Of course, all these games should be good. Raiders Bengals started it. Then the first ever Monday Night Football Wildcard game. Cardinals Rams ending it. A lot of good games in between. Hope you guys like it though. See you next time. See you for the recap.